absurd seems completely sane.
Womp 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 womp. Still going. I drank more coffee today than I ever drank. I'm going to be one miserable bastard. Probably, I don't know, give or take a couple of hours. I'm probably going to have to pass out. And then we'll be back to do it all over again. No, now, I know there's my friend Bangham and Leaving and Just Joe out there and the other 6 guys that harp on one part of a video that I make for 25 minutes long and they want to drill that point home like it actually means something. Let's address, if you will. As you know, 7 years of making these videos, really the only thing that you could actually take away from them is that they've been a lot of fun. I've given some good information. Maybe you took some of it, maybe you didn't, depending on what snippet of the video that you took and ran with. Maybe you're in Tesla from $35. Maybe you're still in the Qs from when we bought them in March of '09. Maybe you're still in GE at $6 or Hartford Financial at $5. Or maybe some Apple, or how about Google at $3.20. But the negative doomsdayers, they want to harp on the fact that I said that the market might be bottoming and we might have put in a bottom for the year. Now, you understand, that was out of anger because I missed the bottom that day. And I was like, fuck, the bottom's in. So I made a video saying the bottom was in. But if you remember, and I'm rehashing the moment from earlier this morning, if you remember, and we went over this yesterday and the day before and the day before, if you remember, I said, if the QQQ was to break 108.12, I'm going to be going short across the fucking board, wishing death upon everyone. Maybe you missed that point. Maybe you missed the point that I said, hey, let's watch the futures, how they open up at 8 o'clock in the morning, because 90% of the move lately has been happening when the Chinese market opens up. So if you were a participant with my group yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before, you knew, sure, I have some Qs still on board. I have some QQQ that I've been long and my family's been long for years and years and years. And sure, it sucks that it's down 10 points from the highs. But when I said there's a bottom that's in, it's tongue-in-cheek. But if you're going to harp on it, why aren't you harping on the fact that I said Fitbit would probably be my favorite short ever? And I've been saying that since the IPO, since a month ago, since every single day, and I've never stopped saying it, except for that one moment where my daughter was really infatuated with the Fitbit, and I was thinking, man, maybe it won't go down. But it went down because it's a shitty stock in a shitty company. Now, if you're short from 30 and you want to cover at 22, take your 8 points. Now, so now you're done. I'm a winner. If you shorted it at 30, it's at $22 now, $21.60 actually. Cover it now. Cover it now. So then you could say that you took my advice and you made $9.40 on a trade. Sorry, $8.60 on a trade. Whatever I said the price was. You understand? If you're really going to harp on something, I mean, see, I know you're just busting my balls and whatnot. I don't really care. And like I said, you really can't do anything to hurt my feelings because of the Jets. You understand? I'm bulletproof. I'm a Jets fan. Nothing bugs me. You understand? Nothing. I got a hoverboard in the other room just waiting to explode. My wife buys my daughter a Fitbit and an iWatch. Basically, the 3 products I didn't want to have anything to do with are in my house right now. So, making videos, I'm leaving myself out there. I'm letting myself out there for some sort of garbage on the internet. It doesn't bother me. I welcome it. I want to hear comments. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what your story is. But more importantly, I still don't understand if you are so bent on seeing what's real. All you got to do is call me. Call me. All you got to do is call me. Call me now. Operators are standing by. 917-521-4827. Call me, and while the market was crashing today, let's not mention that I was up at 5:30 in the morning and I covered one contract at the lows of the day, and then they rallied 80 points. I made 100 points on a futures contract. It was only one, and I made 40 points on the other contract because I covered one at 5:30 and then one at 9:30. And then we rallied. And then, of course, we sold off and crashed into the close. But the percent I'm making, the only trades that we did today, other than the hedges and unwindings and this and that and the other thing, we had Macy's at the beginning of the day, and we sold that fucker right at the highs of the day. Ain't no denying that. What was our other trade? I forgot already. Ugh. Oh, we were in the lovely KBH when it broke. And this is a great one, actually. This was a fun trade. KBH. I'll try to show it to you on the chart. You see the VWAP over there. You just see the little blue line. As it broke the blue line, generally what I like to do is the 1 minute VWAP gradually gets to the multi-day VWAP. And then if you break a multi-day VWAP, a lot of times you get a parabolic spike. So what happened was we got that move in KBH, and next thing you know, what was bad earnings, maybe they were good earnings, who knows. But knowing that the market was weak, we took the profits, and that was it. We did Macy's and KBH today. That was it. Other than that, we were just trading the QQQ and the SQQ and the TQQQ and the NQ futures, just, back and forth. Took a few long trades and took up short trades. End of the day, we're all right. Yeah, it sucks that I own a ton of GE right now, and I own lots of QQQ, but it's not, it sucks. Because these are long-term positions. I thought the Qs had a chance to go to 125. Now, remember, I'm in the Qs from 2009, 2010. And then March of 2012, that's when the last time I bought Qs to own. So I'm still all right. Yeah! Shut the fuck up! It sucks that we left a shit ton of money on the table, but the idea is, yeah, it was great seeing GE there at 31, but we thought maybe we'd get 35 out of it over the next year and a half. It sucks that it pulled back 3 points. Yeah, it sucks. What am I going to do? And we got Verizon and Cisco and Con Ed and the Qs and some Alcoa. The Alcoa, holy crap. We had a shit ton of Alcoa, 885. Next thing you know, it's closing in on $10. We're all going crazy. And I wound up I put a stop on it, and I got stopped out of most of it. Sure, I still own some Alcoa. Yeah. But remember, we're traders. You know what I got right now? I got the core portfolio, yeah, which I'm not bailing on any of that shit. I'm not. But if you really want to do what I do is intraday VWAP reversals to generate daily income. Because if you think about all the losers that I was talking about, remember when I liked US Steel at 40? We said $50 easy. Next thing you know, I'm selling it at 36. You heard what I said right there? Sold it at 36. See, here's the difference between reality and fantasy world. When the stock started getting ugly, and yeah, we bought some at 27. Remember US Steel? We had some at 18, and then 27, and then 36, and then we bought more in the 40s, thinking $50 easy. But then when it all started going to shit, and the thing was, I'm next thing you know, it's back to 36, and I'm like, you know what? This thing looks like it's going back to $25. Let me sell it here at 36. And I'm telling you, I regretted that day because I had bought more at 40 and change. and I had bought more at 36, so though I left the $36 money on the table, and obviously I lost money on the 40s. And no, let's not forget about Alcoa. It's been 2 years already, right? Was it last October, 2 Octobers? It was going to 24. Remember, it was hitting 17. Greg Manarino started liking it, and then the earnings came out. They were good earnings, but the stock went down. We sold it that day. Remember? Oh, what? What'd you say? Huh? Oh, you sold it? Yeah. Oh, you sold it. So because I said, oh, I think it's going to 24, but if you're in the know, I'll go. Just like all these managers on CNBC and analysts, they don't give a shit about you. They make a call, they don't care. They just want to be on CNBC and they get on, oh, blah, blah, I love Apple, I got to buy Apple here at $100. It's never going to break 100. Nobody gives them any grief. They're on CNBC with their suit and they're getting paid, oh, having a great time. Nobody gives them any grief. I don't need any grief. I don't need grief. You want me to, here, you want to come in, and if you're in the room and I'm just handing out losers after loser, in 2 weeks, every trade I mention turns into a shit show, then you could criticize. But you know what? That hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. Because I have this certain criteria that works about 85% of the time. So why don't you do that only? I know. I ask myself that a lot. Because I want to dabble. Portfolio, swing trading, options. I got freaking 8 accounts. But you know what we did over the last couple of days? Consolidation. I am liquid and ready to rock now. Ready to rock. So, I have something also called the lifetime volume weighted average price. Some of you guys might have that on your charts. And if you notice, the QQQ at 107.45 was the yearly VWAP, which was the real danger zone under the 108.12 that I guaranteed would be the low of the year. But once we broke 107.50, bitch, oh, are you kidding? Now, all of these numbers are the QQQ prices. They also correspond with the NQ futures. So as we broke under where 107.50's level, I don't know the exact quote. I'm not that savant right now. You get the idea. So when the QQQ of the NQ futures level was broke, that's when I shorted enough contract. Just like I did on Monday to hedge myself. Just like I did the other day to hedge myself. I'm not going to sit here and just because I think the market's going up by the end of the year, I'm not going to just not participate in the down. Now, idiot fucknut that I am, it was maybe 3 weeks ago where I was in the quarterly March 112.50 puts because I thought the market was going down. Whatever, it was Thanksgiving or something like that. So I went and bought quarterly puts. I think I made 20 cents on them. Ooh, probably shouldn't have sold those now, right? The 112.50s, I think they were probably about 80 cents. Maybe I got out at $1. Yeah, how you doing? So, again, you could take Alcoa, you could shove Alcoa up your ass. You know when I'll be buying Alcoa? When Alcoa reports earnings, right? And they talk about their split and whether or not it's actually going to happen this year. And I know there's some guy out there who was yelling at me about the Alcoa split. I was on the phone with their investor relations guy or somebody else. I think it was, they called me back. I left a nice message. They called me back. We sat there. He said the split might not happen till 2017. Now, this it's just what he told me. I don't know. We'll find out more on Monday. But you know what I'm going to buy Alcoa back? If they report a number that's somewhat good, somewhat bad, but then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to react. So if the stock gaps down on what's probably going to be a bad number, if the stock gaps down based on the number and then suddenly starts getting some buyers and generates some sort of enthusiasm to the upside, enthusiasms. If they get enthusiastic about buying it, that's when I'll buy Alcoa back. VWAP reversal would be awesome. Next thing you know, we buying the shit out of Alcoa. Now, when are we going to be buying these Qs back in bulk? Well, we're going to wait. Well, obviously right now, we're going to wait to see if China doesn't implode again tonight. But we're going to get a gap down one of these days, and the buyers are going to come in, and then we will actually rally. Today, it looked like we might have that day. It was very exciting, right? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? The Qs are down at 105 in the pre-market. Ooh, 105. Next thing you know, they're 105.50. I don't even know where they actually opened up. They opened up at 105.96. 90's like basically $1 off the lows at like 5:30 in the morning. They were trading at 105. And then we rallied to like 107.35. You want to know what's remarkable about that price? We came right basically butt up to the yearly VWAP. And once we were unable to break it, I said, this might be the end of the rally for today. Let's get the fuck out. And we were long some QQQ calls. We had the 107s for next week. We were high-fiving each other. Yeah, we didn't sell at the highs because it started plummeting pretty quickly, but we had a nice trade in it. And that's all you want to try to do. You buy an option at 80 cents, and it goes to $1.20. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome, you know? So, do I know what's going to happen next? Where's Twitter going? Is Twitter getting bought out? What's going to happen with commodities? I don't know shit. But I do know that oil, right? Oil? Huh? I don't know when it's going to stop going down. Obviously, it's the most manipulated commodity there is. Nothing's real. Up, down, sideways, supply, demand doesn't mean anything. I think you're catching my drift here, but check that fuck out. You can't even see it. DWTI is the short oil, right? Way up there, that's 292. You see that blue line, right? That's your VWAP. It was basically under the VWAP, but then we rallied. We got back above the VWAP, but only to go back down. Then, you. Wait, what guy is that? Oh, you're that guy from the Quickie Burger. What movie is that? This was used. Cyclone B. Anyway, so DWTI, next thing you know, oil is going up. So this fucker's starting to go down. So what did we do? That was the other trade we did. You know, we didn't do it big, but we shorted the DWTI. Oh, I don't have to actually even think about it. I remember what it was. It was like 251.50. It went down about 6 points. We put a stop on it, and we covered it at 247.50. And then it proceeded to go back up 20 points. So that was it. Those were the trades to the day. Other than that, I'm going to say this loud and proud. I don't know shit! Nobody does! But I said if the QQQ breaks 108.12, we're going to fucking 107.50. And if we break 107.50, we're going to 105. And if we break 105, we might be headed down. $103.44, bitches. And I'll hate to tell you, if 103.40 doesn't hold, we're going to 101.25. And then if 101.25, guess what? Guess what? All you psychopathic, lunatic, doomsdayer guys, looks like you're getting it right. We are going to test August lows. Now, did I say we are going to test August lows? Meaning I'm saying we're going to test August lows? Meaning that I'm making a prediction that we're going to test August lows? No. What I'm saying is if we break those levels, there's a good chance we're going to test August lows. Am I saying we're going to break August lows or we're going to test August lows? No, I'm saying that tomorrow, if shit's hitting the fan, we're going to be trading the market short again with an anticipation of the Qs getting down to those levels. And if those levels don't hold, then we'll be thinking that August lows might be tested. I don't know. China and the powers that be might be conspiring. They might be enacting QE 75 right now. Who the hell knows? They might just go to everybody door to door in China, all 6 trillion of them. If you sell your stocks, you're dead. You're dead. Just like this brokerage firm I used to work in. Oh, you want to sell that IPO on the aftermarket? No. You got to find somebody to buy it from you. But isn't the stock market just a liquid market? No. You got to find someone to buy it from you. You want to sell it out of your client's account, you got to find someone to buy it from him. But I don't, is that how the market works? This isn't 1907. That's how it works here, fucker. You like it, or you hit the bricks. Or we kick your ass. I remember I raised my hand at a meeting once. I started learning about technical analysis, and I raised my hand. Excuse me. The support for the IPO is around 550. You know, we're luckily enough that we're in from 4, and it's been hovering around 7 for quite a while. But now that it's down to 5 and 450 is what I look as the real support for it, maybe we should start selling it now, because if it breaks 450, it's going right back to the IPO price, and you know what might happen. The guy stops the meeting, brings me into the office, and this is my favorite line of being a broker of all time. Kenny, we don't care what you think you know. We're going to tell you what you know. You're a mushroom. And I never knew why he called me a mushroom that day. I didn't understand. But from that point on, I was called a mushroom for weeks. I wasn't allowed to speak up at meetings. I wasn't allowed to talk about charts. And I knew that my days were numbered at this firm because obviously there was something fishy going on. And I didn't know. I was a young man.
I didn't know. I was a stand-up comic who worked in the television industry. Suddenly I'm a stockbroker. Mr. Jones, you gotta love this stock. Yeah, hold on. Let me close my office door. I got a good tip.
Oh, I just broke something. No.
I got a good tip. The tip of my dick.
That's what I got. So, that's it. Coffee's wearing off. Why don't you come hang out, see my levels, see what goes on tomorrow, and then make a judgment call for yourself. You too, my internet friend, old friend. Come on in. The water's fine.